Hello and welcome to my second game with the Halfling team, the Foot Soldiers, in the Forum Open League, and this time we're going to be taking on Chaos, who have an Apothecary and 3 rerolls. Meanwhile we have, what do we have? We have a Bribe, we have a Halfling Master Chef, and we have 4 rerolls. And that's a pretty damn good start up with Halflings because, well, the Bribe isn't 100%, you know, it's not brilliant for us given that it's not particularly easy to hurt Chaos dudes, but their Beastmen have armor value 8 and their Chaos Warriors have armor value 9. We get enough assists we can hurt anyone who's on the floor. So it could well be useful. We've just got to do some useful gang fouls at some point during the fight. And obviously the Halfling Master Chef allowing us to steal rerolls is always a brilliant thing. Especially when they've got some rerolls to steal. Obviously it's kind of worth slightly less if your opponent has no rerolls or 1 reroll than if they have several rerolls. Even though you can still steal, if your opponent has no rerolls, for example, you can still steal 3 rerolls if you roll the right dice, but they're not actually kind of losing anything. If you're actually making your opponent lose rerolls, then that's part of the money they've put into their team value, in a sense, lost to them. So yes, in order to be a really nasty thief, you want your opponent to have some rerolls to steal in the first place. And as you can see here, for weather we have pouring rain, which means we have a -1 modifier when it comes to catching, intercepting, or picking up the ball, most importantly. Which means we're only going to be able to pick up the ball on 4 pluses. Same goes for our opponent though. So it might delay him for a while, which could allow us to potentially perform some sneaky halfling shit, stealing the ball off of him. I can't remember a whole lot about this game, but I do remember it was quite turbulent, or at least I'm not sure if I was entirely happy with my play in this game. I might be quite erratic. I can't quite remember. But yeah, I certainly know that it wasn't me destroying my opponent or anything like that. He stole 2 of his rerolls, so that's good. And on the kickoff table we got perfect defense. Just going to rotate, there we go. I think that's perfectly in line. I think it looks alright to me. I don't know what it is with cyanide and this masses of glare that they put on the banners when it's raining. I mean, bloody hell, look at that. It's radioactive, it's stupid. Quite pretty, but it doesn't really suit anything else that's going on. I guess we're against Chaos. Maybe they're enchanted with evil energy or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not sure what's going on right now. Oh, I'm lining my defense up, aren't I? Yep, that's why it's so incredibly boring. Right, okay, so yeah, we can see how our opponent's set up, so I'm going to put my treeman along his Chaos Warriors to tie them up, which is very handy. And meanwhile, it seems I'm setting up my halflings on the right flank, since it seems quite obvious that the right flank was the flank he was going to take the ball down, ideally, by the looks of it, since he set up so aggressively there. So yeah, I'm kind of hard countering that at the moment. I don't know, I've got a few guys loose on the left flank just to stop the new recipients of the ball, which are obviously going to be these 4 beastmen down here. Actually, I didn't actually look at his team. I'm pretty sure his team's new, but I can't recall. No, he's got 1 SPP on the guy, and he's got a loner beastman. His Chaos Warriors, 3, 1, 4 have nothing. What about his other Chaos Warrior, number 2? Has block. Okay. Number 10 beastman has nothing. Number 8 beastman has nothing. Number 5 beastman? The number 5 beastman has sure hands. Right, okay. So seems to be that that's it. It's just a block Chaos Warrior in the form of number 2. And a sure hands beastman. And so my opponent starts off his turn and he's going to go and try and pummel number 5 by the name of Filthy Foot Soldier, but fails to do anything and just nudges him back a bit, which is quite nice because it fills in the cage. It's kind of contained along here nicely for us, since he can't run past or in between number 5 and number 1 at the moment. So that's kind of useful. And then he attempts a 1 dice block on my treatment, but gets an attacker down, uses his reroll immediately, and attacker downs it again. So it's immediately my turn 1. Okay, and to begin my turn, I am going to send number 10 up here. Bet you didn't see that. I guess I might also go and mark number... oh no, yeah, if I can put 2 markers on number 9, that way I can avoid putting an actual halfling next to number 3, but it seems that I wanted to go in and blitz with my number 5 halfling. I guess then just perform the 2 hits on the Chaos Warriors. Right, okay. So we successfully knock number 9 down, get him away from our halflings most importantly, and then I can go into an attack with my treeman. Gonna get a defender down and badly hurt a Chaos Warrior straight away, so that's pretty good. Giving him a damaged back, which is a niggling injury, so any further injuries on him would have added 1 to any injury rolls applied to him, but he has an apothecary who heals him up and leaves him just badly hurt. But when an apothecary gets a badly hurt result, it basically means the player can come back to the pitch in the next drive, so he's totally fine. Good thing about it though is we did get those SPPs, so that's mighty handy. And our next treatment tries an attack, only gets a push result. And he just forces him back, but I think I should have probably put him in, well, next to the beastman, next to the other treeman, basically, in between the two of them, to take away the modifier he'll be applying to me at the moment. Because, yeah, I mean, it's unlikely he's going to try and hit that treeman down, but still, should take some of the load off of him by distributing that Chaos Warrior between the 2 treemen, especially if my opponent's guys don't stand up, then he'll be a nice target for both my treemen potentially. And as you can see here, more positioning shit, and attempt to foul with number 3. Get 3 assists on him, meaning we needed to roll, what was it, a 7 or more I think, but unfortunately that does not work out. Oh no, it wasn't a 7 or more, because I did roll a 7, so I need to roll an 8 or more? No. What am I talking about? That doesn't show it as that. I'm talking bollocks. We needed to roll an 8 or more. Yeah. Meanwhile, in my opponent's next turn, which is his turn 2, he's going to go and pass the ball over to his other beastman, which is a little bit risky due to the rain, basically, -1 on catch rolls, and from there on he's going to leg it down the pitch. At the moment we're all quite tied up. I think it seems like I got a bit too carried away with trying to protect that right flank, and consequently he'll just take the wide opening on my left. As I always preach though, doesn't really matter so long as he scores quickly. But given that we've got no real threat down in that area, he's got no reason to score quickly. He can quite easily just hold things up and wait at the bottom of the pitch with his bodyguards at the moment. If we don't get down there anytime soon, that is anyway. Meanwhile, number 10 is going to run in and blitz my number 11, getting a defender down, so he's going to get hurt most likely. Who is that? And that is Frecklefoot Soldier. But nope, just get a stun result, so that's pretty handy. How many subs do we actually... okay, we have 4 subs. We'll probably need them. At the moment though, we can't do any other attacks on my halflings, so we should be alright for the time being. But yeah, we want to stay on the pitch as long as possible, if just to threaten that ball carrier into scoring quickly. If we can't put a threat down there, he is just going to hold up until turn 8 most likely. Unless he gets really confident that he can score 2 goals in the first half, in which case that might be the only reason for him to want to score fast himself. But on to our turn 2 now. First thing I'm going to do is smash a Chaos Warrior to the ground with my treeman, getting a defender down. He's in a real nice place to be fouled here, but doesn't look like I'm going to do that. Or at least, I'm not going to do it yet. First of all, I'm going to go and knock this... What is this behind my treatment? It's a beastman. Just going to push him away and get him out of number one's tackle zone, so that when I do foul, like I did there, he can add his assist there as well, and we get a nice stun result. We've still got our bribe, so it's a lot less risky to foul early on in the turn, since you've got a pretty good chance of being able to carry on your turn. At the very worst, should you roll a doubles on your fouling attempt. And we've still got a bunch of halflings left to move here. Most likely I'm going to head them down towards that ball carrier. Probably not stand them actually next to anyone, but just scare the ball carrier a bit, most likely. Turns out I was wrong, as you can see, because number 5's going to move next to number 7, so I imagine, since I've still got my blitz ability, that he will be on the... well, yeah, he'll be receiving one. Maybe we'll kill him. Who knows? Number 9's going to run in there, by the name of Funtime Foot Soldier, and he's going to try and pummel Quaverer to the face. And he does so. But doesn't get any injury, unfortunately. But we are now standing next to the ball carrier. That is most likely going to force my opponent to blitz this halfling next turn, so it's nice to sometimes be able to do that, to be able to control exactly who your opponent's going to blitz. Makes it a lot less dangerous for my treatment at the very least, since otherwise he might be putting modifiers around them and then attempting to blitz one to the floor with his own beastman with the horns, making it that little bit easier to actually knock them down, or at least get an attempt to knock them down. And if that happens, then they might get fouled as well. I am extremely paranoid about bad things happening to my treatment, as you can tell. Extremely paranoid. I don't give a shit about the halflings, but the treatment, I really don't want them getting hurt. Especially not now they've actually started getting some SPPs on them. Only a matter of time before they get break tackle and become really useful. For the time being, yeah, they're just injurers. And to finish my turn, by the looks of it, I'm going to do a 1 dice block on this beastman with the assist. But I get it both down and we both fall to the floor. And now it's my opponent's turn 3. So yeah, most likely, it's very unlikely he'll just hit my number 9 with his number 12. In the situation that he's in right there, surrounded by halflings, most likely he'll blitz him and then either run forward or run back, depending on how much support he can get to him. But he's going to run in there with his number 11 and try and blitz that halfling away. Gets a defender down and stuns him as well, so still no injury. Where's my number 8? Yeah, my number 8. Oh no, I thought he was the sidestepper. Is number 7 the sidestepper? Nope. Who the hell is the sidestepper? Not number 6, not number 5. Oh, it's number 4, isn't it? It's number 4, who's all the way over here and not using that ability in any useful way whatsoever. And now my opponent's going to, as you can see, attempt to somewhat lock up my halflings with his beastman. Just put some tackle zones around, force me to make them dodge rolls, and then rush down the pitch with his number 12. Desperately using his GFIs, even, it's really a bit dangerous, he probably shouldn't. I mean, moving an extra space over to the end makes no difference, and then he can easily reach it anyway. Obviously he's just trying to GFI it to get as far away from my halflings as he possibly can. But, well, only one of my halflings can reach him without GFIing. If I want to get the other 2 around him to get a 2 dice block on him, I will have to GFI myself. But I do have rerolls and he didn't. If he was to fall over and drop that ball, he would be in a lot more trouble. If it was me, in all honesty, I probably just wouldn't have moved the ball carrier over. I think I'd have just kept him next to his support guys here, and then next turn started moving them all down slowly. Yeah, 3 halflings isn't a threat to all these chaos dudes that are in the area. On his own, that's when these halflings can become a threat. And even though I could let him score, given that he'll have scored on turn 4 and I'd have 5 turns left to potentially score myself, given how easy it really looks to just whack his a loner ball carrier as well, right? I should probably go for it. I should probably try and kill him. first thing I'm going to do is try and move my treeman number 1, who takes root in the ground, so he will not be of any use for the next to the stride. And then I'm going to go and throw my fanatical foot soldier down the pitch, Mr. Sidestepper. Try and get some extra weight on the ball carrier, I guess, but it doesn't throw him very far. But hey, I don't really mind that, so long as he lands and he's not dead, that's fine, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So with 2 GFIs, he can stand next to the ball carrier. We do have a reroll. I mean, number 6 halfling would have to do the same thing, except he'd have to do a dodge as well, so I might as well do those GFIs, yeah. I've got 5 rerolls to burn, you know, why not? I should probably try and knock this ball carrier down here. Yep, going to move my number 5 out there, and he's going to have to do a GFI. And now all number 8's got to do is successfully dodge out, and then he can perform the blitz on Mr. Trainee Tusk, or is it Tranny? I don't know if that's a name or a word. It doesn't matter because he's about to be dead. Okay, come on. I mean, number 8. Oh, we failed our GFI, as you can see there, so I had to use a reroll to come back from that, and we get an attacker down and a pushed result, allowing me to shove him along to the side. So not perfect, but doesn't matter. This is alright. This isn't such a bad situation. We run our number 6 out there to lock the area up so that he can't just add support to his beastman there. It would help if I could get another guy to the right of number 6 as well, to stop someone moving into the top space at number 4 spot, which would take away number 5's assist. But it's not too bad because I run down the pitch and knock my own dude out. So there you go. Yeah. So it's not too bad. Anyway, it's my opponent's turn 4, and yeah, if he just runs his number 11 or number 10 into that space, that's just at the top of number 4, as he's done, as you can see, he should probably now just try and blitz my number 8 and then dodge out. He has no rerolls, what am I talking about? No, he should not do that, because, and plus he's a loner anyway, of course, so that would be risky. It's best he doesn't take a risk at the moment, because if he does fall over, I am going to grab that ball, most likely. It wouldn't be difficult. I mean, it is raining, but I have rerolls and dudes that can stand next to the ball as well as attempt to pick it up. So yeah, as you can see here, he's rushing his whole team down. My treemen have both taken root, didn't notice that, so they're kind of useless at the moment, but they are marking people at the very least, so they're not just stuck in the middle of nowhere. My opponent cleverly is going to run down here with all the rest of his team and provide support to his ball carrier, and should that ball carrier get knocked down, he'll need the rest of his team to both add tackle zones and potentially punch halflings out of the way. As you can see, he's going to run in here. He's going to run in here, attempt to blitz my number 8 with his number 10 beastman, and slide over on the pitch, obviously due to it raining, and stun himself. So now we can surf the ball carrier. Yes. So there we go. We get number 6 to dodge out straight away, go and put his assist on number 12, and now my number 8 is going to do a 1 dice, but I could have done a 2 dice number 5, but for some reason I wanted to use number 8. Oh well, 1 dice block. Most likely we'll get a good result there. You know, 4 out of 6 results are going to result in us knocking him off the pitch, and I've got a reroll, so it's not too bad. Perhaps I wanted to save number 5, so no, because I could have just saved number 8, so that makes no sense. Yeah, I should have used number 5. That was just stupid. And we've got 2 halflings. Well, no, we've got number 7 and number 11. We've got 4 halflings altogether that can potentially come and lock up this ball. Oh, and number 9 as well, who's on the floor, hiding behind the Chaos Warrior. So we can probably lock up the ball by standing close to it. We can't really pick it up yet. I mean, it was going to involve a lot of GFIs, and as well as the pick-up attempts. If I am going to try and pick it up, it's the last thing I want to do, especially since it's not likely to work given that it's raining. Yeah, this is a bit of an arsey situation at the moment. It's not a great situation. I mean, the ball isn't near our opponent, admittedly, but he's still got more guys down here than I do. As you see there, I attempt to dodge out my number 4, and he fails it, and we get an immediate turnover, so that's additionally bad. But even if I did manage to get my guys near the ball, he's got a pretty solid chance of getting it back. And if he does get it back, by the time he does score, it'll probably be like turn 7, turn 8, in which case we can't really counter score. I mean, we can try and counter score, but it'll be significantly harder if we've only got to do it in one turn, you know. If you've got to force the one turn touchdown, it's not a good situation to be in. Much better to have 2 turns, at the very least. But we want as many turns as we can to counter score if we have to do so. And given all the crazy shit that's going on at the moment, it may take our opponent a few more turns to actually score himself, or at least another one. So he won't be scoring until turn 6 otherwise. And also it doesn't help that I have loads of my teammates on the sidelines who can very easily be turfed off, such as number 6 right here, by the name of Fragrant Foot Soldier. Oh, but my opponent rolls a both down and attacker down, didn't notice that. And yeah, has to take the both down, and they both pummel themselves to the floor. Number 6 is not going off this pitch. Or at least not for now. On to my turn 5. I should probably hit someone with my treatment. I really need SPPs on them bastards. Okay, gonna run number 11 down first though. And GFI him twice over to the ball, just to put a tackle zone down on it. And try and delay my opponent. But yeah, I'm not even sure if that was really a good idea. Maybe I should actually encourage my opponent to score now. So I've at least still got 3 turns left to counter score, since we can't really add a great amount of defence next to that ball. If I do intend to stop my opponent picking up the ball here, you know, I've really got to give it my all to completely stop him from scoring altogether. Our opponent does have quite a few people on the floor though, and those 3 beastmen, well 5 beastmen including the 2 that are on the floor, have to go in between the halflings at the moment. Unfortunately number 9, if he was a space further down, it would be a little bit more useful. But I'm probably going to move my number 7 and number 4 in towards the ball anyway. Oh, make 2 GFIs to try and get close to that Chaos Warrior there. Fail one and have to use my reroll. Dodge number 6 out of the Beastman's tackle zone. And then dodge my number 8 out. So I'm not terribly eager to get them far away. I just want them not standing by the sidelines. I think I'm paranoid at this point about failing dodge rolls. But I do take the risk of performing 2 more GFIs to go and stand next to this Beastman, just to hold him in place, I'm pretty sure. So they can't run down there and support his Chaos Warrior, who would ideally like to pick up the ball, I think. We still have number 7 to use, and I haven't hit anyone with my treatment. But I'm not going to be, because instead I'm going to try and throw my teammate down the pitch to lend his support to picking up this ball, but the treatment fails his throw roll. However, the halfling does land, and so just decides to leg it down the pitch anyway. Sod the treatment. If you can't help, then use your feet. Unfortunately though, the treatment themselves are not hitting people. And if they're not hitting people, they're not being particularly useful. Hopefully next turn though, or it seems like my opponent's refusing to stand up as Chaos Warrior, which might actually be a good idea, I don't know. Since they're not too hard to hurt with Treeman, but if he did stand him up, he could let me hit him once. And so long as he doesn't get hurt, he'll be fine, since my Treeman will take the route and won't be able to follow him. And onto my opponent's turn. Was it 6 now? Was that my turn? No, that was my opponent's turn. Okay, good. My opponent's turn 6. And immediately he's going to go and smash my halfling to the face and get badly hurt on him. Meanwhile, he's going to go and shove my number 6 guy down the pitch a little bit. He did blitz, didn't he? Nope. He tried to, but couldn't do anything about it. And then runs his sure hands guy down there to pick up the ball in the tackle zone. But he has got sure hand. Well, it's -2, -1 for the tackle zone and -1 for the rain. But fails to pick it up. We needed 5 or more there. I'm just trying to see who this damaged bloody halfling is. Who is it? Oh, that's my sidestepper. There you go. My sidestepping halfling has been damaged and will not be returning for the rest of the game. But it's not really a big deal. It's not like he had the most important skill of all time on him or anything. And meanwhile, I'm going to go and stand my next to 9 next to number 2, despite seeing what number 2 just did to my other halfling, just because I want to hold him in place whilst I try and get hold of this damn ball. My number 8 is completely left for dead. But my number 7 and my number 3 still can potentially... What, get a 1 dice? No, you can get 2 dice blitz on the Goatman. There we go. 2 defender downs. We're going to knock him down. He's the sure hands beastman. So any damage we can do to him is excellent. But we do stun him, so that's something. He won't be getting up anytime soon. If we can get the ball and rush down the pitch fast, that will be very, very helpful with him still lying on the floor and his Chaos Warrior locked up. Number 4 is still free though, and number 8, well, number 8 isn't free yet, but if he dodges out there, he will be soon. And I rush in there, attempt to pick up the ball, fail to do so initially, use a reroll, manage to pick it up, and run a bit down the pitch. So now Freckled Foot Soldier has the ball. Scoring would be nice, but really I just don't want my opponent to get this ball back right now. I mean, yeah, you never really do in general anyway, but at least if it was early on and he was going to score fast, I'd have an opportunity. Now I've got basically committed to just not wanting my opponent to have any opportunity to get the ball under any circumstances. However, he is kind of standing in the middle of nowhere and very blitzable, so I'm not really backing this up particularly well. But I guess the only guy that can really blitz him is number 8. Well, number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that'd be too risky. Number 4 couldn't do it. He'd have to do a bunch of dodges. It's really just number 8 here that can potentially blitz my number 11. And I try to move my number 3 into decent enough space that I have to force number 8 to dodge to the right. Will that force him to actually do GFIs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He will have to do 1 GFI to hit my number 11. I'm not sure if I'm actually doing anything else at the moment. Oh, moving my number 8 around these beastmen here and a bit down the pitch. He might have been better off just standing next to them actually, just to absorb their hits and tie them up. But I decided not to get him hurt. Probably for the best overall. Yeah, they're not particularly near me anyway, so it doesn't really matter if number 9 and number 11 are free. So my opponent's turn 7, going to go and mark by number 8, as you can see, with his number 10 and run his number 9 down the pitch. I think in my turn, ideally, if I am still standing here with the ball, I'm going to rush over to number 2 and use one of those treatmen to just throw him down the pitch. Having said that, no, yeah, I would probably just want to throw him down the pitch. Doesn't even matter if we land or not, just as long as the ball is nowhere near my opponent. My opponent's going to go and punch my number 9 to the face. Not going to hurt him though, so no big deal. Going to move his number 7 in and stand him next to my number 5. So at the moment he's in the process of trying to lock down my players. And going to punch my number 6 with his number 4. Number 6 Fragrant again, yeah. Punched by the real McCoy. But my opponent hasn't used his blitz yet, which means he is undoubtedly saving it to use his number 8 to blitz. So he's going to dodge out there. He's going to run down. He's going to pass his GFI, and then he is going to get a defender down and defender stumbles. So he is going to knock the ball out of our hands and knock out Mr. Freckled Foot Soldier, of course. Of course. So yeah, my opponent still can score here. He is going to stand up his number 1 and try and dodge out with him. He fails it, but it doesn't matter. It was the last thing he did on his turn, and his guy's not hurt, so next turn he will be able to successfully move. But it is kind of the end of the half, so it doesn't really matter if he does anymore. And on to my turn 7. So the priority here is just simply don't let the opponent get the ball. So as you can see, I'm going to stand up my number 9. Treeman can't do nothing because they've been planted themselves in the cement somehow. They seem to really like that area since both of them have decided to take root over there. Going to dodge my number 7 out and use another reroll to successfully pick up the ball, which was lucky. Needed a 4 or more. We got it, and I'm going to go and run my number 7 up. I might even try and pass it to number 3 here, which could be good, but it isn't. And unfortunately we dropped the ball to the floor. So my opponent now needs to blitz my number 3, try and pick that ball up and pass it to someone down the pitch. And almost everyone, actually literally everyone apart from number 9, number 8 are in tackle zones. So, oh no, his Chaos Warrior isn't, so that would be the ideal guy to throw to. So he's gonna, oh, that number 1 did come into use as he stands up after plummeting himself to the floor to blitz that halfling and knock him away from the ball. Doesn't hurt him, but does successfully knock him away from the ball, so he did come into use. And he's going to use number 9 to try and pick up the ball, and as you can see, pickup failed. So thank God for that. And it's a draw at half time. Oh no, it's not a draw at half time. It's still my last turn. So can I hurt anyone is the question now. Is there a way to... Nah, there's no way to score. There is no way to score at all. It's just about causing damage. Number 5 is on the floor, and he's got sure hands, so he might be a good fouling recipient. But turns out I'm going to move my number 5 out there and try and punch number 10. Given the amount of people around number 10 now, I'll probably foul him as well if I can. And leave Mr. Surehands alone. Can I run my number 7 and number 6 in there? Probably could. No more punches can be done, unfortunately. I mean, we could try some 2 dice blocks. Yeah, 2 dice blocks against. I mean, we could even put number 6 and number 7 next to the Chaos Warrior number 1 and try a 1 dice block on him. But it probably wouldn't end well. This foul is much more likely to do damage, so yeah, this is probably the best thing to do. Try and hurt Mr. Hula Hoops. So, time to dodge out with my number 6, and we stick the foot in him, but we don't break his armour, unfortunately. And so that will surely be the end of the turn, unless I try and pick up the ball and throw it to a treeman or something. Probably shouldn't even risk it, just because when you fail those dodges, you tend to have dead halflings. But who knows? And I do dodge him out there. Attempt to pick up the ball. Have nothing else to use my reroll on, so attempt to use that, but no point. Really, we completely mess it up. So now it's on to the second half.